Okay, Cades Cove Loop is supposed to be a very beautiful loop to drive, so we will try to do that. Here's where we are now. There are 3 permanent exhibits at the Great Smoky Mountain Heritage Center, the Native Americans of East Tennessee. This exhibit started as a road improvement project when native artifacts, in some cases 10,000 years old, were discovered. Local native tribes and the University of Tennessee's Archaeology Department were called in to excavate. Next is the East Tennessee Mountain Culture exhibit, which covers details about the life of the early pioneers in the Appalachian Mountains. At some point, you head outside and can walk around historical structures which were donated from the Townsend area and carefully moved and reassembled. You can experience, by walking into history, pioneer cabin life. This is the Caldwell Log Cabin. And here is the Montvale Station, which is supposed to be a stagecoach shop. Looks like it can accommodate some visitors. You also get an idea of the industry of the area. There's a moonshine still and an old sawmill, which was a major industry in these parts. The last exhibit is the Transportation Gallery, which features historical methods of transportation, everything from mules to Model Ts. Let's head into the park now. Cades Cove. Cades Cove is a gorgeous 11-mile loop in a verdant valley and is one of the most popular places to visit in the park. You can apparently see a lot of wildlife here, though other than a curious raven or crow, not sure which, I didn't see a lot of wildlife on my drive-through, but I definitely heard wildlife. There's a cabin here we stopped to see, the John Oliver cabin. Maintain distance of 50 yards from bears. Okay. A few cars were on the loop with me, but they kept going. They didn't want to see the cabin, so I'm on my own to go see the cabin. John and Lucretia Oliver were the first Europeans to come to the area of the Smokies in 1818 and completed the cabin in a few years. The cabin is one of the oldest structures in the park, and the members of the Oliver family lived here for more than a century. So I guess they don't know the exact date. If it was around 1820, that's 200 years ago. 200 years. Can you imagine the lives that were lived here? It's pretty amazing. Had a good view too. Stepping through the threshold. And into the past. Wow. Guess that's the upstairs. It's just fascinating to think about people that lived here in the past and what their lives must have been like. You know, I drove up in a car, but I came here from another planet, and here they were, you know, out riding their horses, plowing the fields, I suppose, and maybe doing some ranching, leading a very simple Western life. Is this curious guy a raven or a crow? I don't know for sure. A raven is bigger, I believe. All right, dude. Later. That's an excellent one. What is that? By the way, according to the brain feed, on Wednesdays during certain months, the loop is open only to bikes and pedestrians. Traffic can be heavy during the tourist season. I came at a really good time on a Thursday evening in late August, just after school had returned to session. The Cherokee people roamed and hunted Cades Cove for hundreds of years. The first Europeans settled between 1818 and 1821. By 1830, the population was 271 souls. There are many historical cabins and buildings on this route, not just the Oliver cabin. Okay, we're going down this little road. It's supposed to be a primitive Baptist church, 1/4 mile. John Oliver helped found and is buried at this church on the grounds. In 1841, it was renamed the Primitive Baptist Church in order to distinguish it from Baptists with other beliefs.
On Gugu-Gee, we aren't buried, but there is a saying that goes something like, "We came from slime, and we shall return to slime, from whence we came." And here's the Methodist Church. I mean, I guess you have to give equal attention to every denomination. They look the same.
Along the loop, there are 3 churches, barns, log cabins, a working gristmill, and several other meticulously restored historical buildings.
Something called Hyatt Lane. I don't know. Let's check it out real quick.
I'm about to cut through the middle of the loop without even realizing it. If I had it to do over again, I'd have turned around on this Hyatt Road before hitting the Dan Lawson place.
So Hyatt Lane is basically a road that goes down the middle of a sort of a nice clearing, sort of a nice valley almost. Dan Lawson place.
Dan Lawson built this place in 1856 on land that originally belonged to his father-in-law. The brick chimney is highly unusual for these places, and the bricks would have been made right here on the property.
Oh, multi-room dwelling. This place smells a little like Betwana. A little bigger though. Stacy, why? Not cool, Stacy. Not cool. Sun's starting to go down. We may not explore all these cabins, but I think you get the general idea. They're pretty cool. Well, that was our adventure for today. Hope you had fun, and we'll see you next week.
By the way, very quickly, if you like the show, consider Buy Me a Coffee to help support the show. Buy Me a Coffee is a great way for creators and artists to accept one-time support or membership ongoing from their fans for the price of a coffee. Go to buymeacoffee.com/brainfire to help the show. Thank you.
Take some coffee and some bagels and get out of here to where the weather